The experts agree that there are a number of ways you can make your application stand out from the pack. It begins with expressing your passion and showing the impact of the work you propose to do.
It's important for the students to prepare the application thinking about how they feel about the research, why they're excited about it, why this is an important problem that's worth them putting their time and energy into. And if you are excited about it yourself and you try to get that across in the application, that goes a long way, because if the person writing the application doesn't seem to be excited about the problem, it's really hard for me to get excited about the idea of supporting that application.
Montrez totalement que vous avez une connaissance et une maîtrise profonde de votre sujet. Faites-le lire par votre superviseur précédent, si vous le voulez. C'est une très bonne façon de montrer une description adéquate du projet.
So an opening sentence that grabs the reader's attention and then leads into what they really would like to do, even though they may not solve any of the world's big global challenges, but at least show they're aware of them and show that they can see where their research may ultimately play a role in dealing with some of the challenges of the day.
You don't want your previous thesis research to be a copy of what you're going to put into your proposed research. So forward-looking things in your proposed research, really illustrating your creativity, highlighting what your strategy is to get the work done that you want to do, what the impact of what you're going to do, how it's going to impact essentially, not only your colleagues in your research lab, but also perhaps Canada or the world.
When you describe your accomplishments, it's important to make sure that reviewers are aware of your academic achievements and the contributions you have made to advancing science.
Donc, dans la section libre, après la présentation des contributions, ce qu'on cherche, c'est voir l'impact du candidat dans son domaine. Donc, tout ce qui peut démontrer que les travaux ont été utilisés. Ça peut être des citations, ça peut être quelqu'un qui l'utilise dans la vraie vie, n'importe quoi qui démontre que les travaux sont importants et qui ont de l'impact.
Communicate how you've been successful in the past with your research. So including not only what you've achieved, but also any roadblocks that you had to move through, any hurdles you had to overcome. Did you have to find any equipment to make your research work? Tell me a story about yourself and how you've really grown as a researcher and as a person that wants to receive this investment.
It's very good if the student has won awards for those oral presentations. The student must make sure that they point that out. I've seen examples where the student neglects to tell us that they've won an award, but fortunately they get a letter from someone who says, look, at the regional conference in whatever the discipline was, this student won first or second place for their oral contribution. Things like that are really important.
Elaborate on what your role was in each of the publications, your 3 most important publications, or if you have one publication, that's fine. But really explain what your role and contribution was. It's not always easy to discern from the author list, if you're not the first author, what your contribution was. And even if you're second or third or even later author, you could have played a key role in that, so explain what that is.
Members of the selection committees also look for attributes beyond your research abilities. It's important to point out your strengths in other areas, such as community participation and communication.
We're looking to support people that bring the science out of the universities and into the communities and into the industries. We're looking for people who can lead our country forward in science. And that's only done if we see that there's evidence that people really want to do that. Are they interested in being involved in their university groups? Are they interested in going into the community and showing their passion for science? Can they communicate with their fellow scientists and their fellow students about what it is they do?
So it's the extra things that really count, and particularly communications and leadership. So if they need to really be able to show, they can't just say that they were secretary of the whatever society at their university or that they were a social convener. They need to indicate what they did. And activities like that and showing that they have developed their communication skills, that all goes together with helping them to get a higher score in the competition.
And it's the chance where you get to freeform and freestyle your application, and it's really important to take the time to integrate that information together into a complete package that really reflects who you are. And that includes things like dance classes or music or sports that you may have been part of as well. Volunteer opportunities are a really great chance for the committee to really understand who you are.